Good morning, students. Today we shall see the fourth supplementary uh, title, The Midnight Visitor by Robert Arthur. Let's see who's our Robert Arthur here. Robert J. Arthur was a writer of speculative fiction and he specialized in crime fiction and mystery fiction. He was known for his work with the mysterious traveler radio series and for writing The Three Investigators, a series of young adult novels. Arthur was honored twice by the Mystery Writers of America with an Edgar Award for Best Radio Drama. He also wrote a script for television. And this is what is all about the author, Robert Arthur. So let's go and see the story here. You can see some pictures. A person actually pointing someone with a gun, and someone is jumping out of the window. Okay, so come back to the story now. See, there are three important characters here. Only three important characters. The first one is Ozable. Ozable is a hero of the story. By profession, he's a spy. Okay, he's a detective spy, and the antagonist is the person whose name is Max, who's also a spy, uh, associated with the opponent company. So Max visits the Austin's place. He lives in a multi-story building. Okay, he intrudes into the Austin's apartment, and he puts the gun on the forehead of Austin and demands to hand over some of the confidential documents pertaining to research science. Okay, this is what actually is said in the story. Some of the confidential documents the Austin is having its possession. Max is threatening him that he will shoot the Austin. At this point of time, what happens? One of his friend, who is actually a journalist who visits Austin's house to take an interview. Okay, take an interview. So what happens here? The name of this journalist is Fowler. Fowler actually he gets scared after seeing the Max is putting the pistol on the forehead of Austin and threatening to hand over the documents. Here, when we talk about the appearance, okay, physical appearance of the Austin, in the story we can just figure out that he's not looking handsome. He's a fatty man with a belly stomach, with a lot of belly. Okay, so he doesn't look good. All right, nobody will say that he's a person who is a spy and a kind of a detective agent, because that quality is completely missing his physical body. Okay, so here we can understand one thing, that you should not judge a book just by seeing its cover. If you judge a book by seeing its cover, definitely it's not a right judgment. And that is what actually happening even in this story, where Austin is looking not handsome, but the internal quality he has is something exceptional. Okay, he has a very different okay, wisdom, a different quality in him. That is what presence of mind. So when people have a presence of mind, they can easily tackle the situations to come over all the problems. They can easily tackle the problems when they have a presence of mind. Presence of mind comes, when when a person actually is too smart. Okay, uh, presence of mind helps the person to act immediately without wasting the time to resolve the problem, to sort out the situation, and that is what happens even in this in Austin's room. The moment he sees the Max putting the pistol on his forehead, he actually uses his you know presence of mind tactic. All right, he just says, um, okay, um, and the moment he is trying to deceive the Max, suddenly he gets a sound of one sound, because someone is knocking the door, and the moment he realizes that he actually ordered for something in the reception, and the man who came as a delivery boy and he's knocking the door to hand over something to him, he knew the reality, because before the Max entered into the room, he gave an order to the receptionist, and someone actually came to give a delivery of what he wanted. All right, he knew the reality that the person standing on the doorstep is not the police, but just a delivery boy. But what he says here, he makes a story as if police got to know that Max actually came here to attack the Austin. So at any point of time, this the police may enter into the apartment. So he actually threatens the Max to go and hide himself behind the behind the window. So he actually using a kind of trick and tells to Max to go and hide behind the window. So the moment he sees, he says this, Max stupidly, preposterously agrees. Okay, he believes the words of Austin, and he tries to uh, hide hide himself, behind the window. In reality, there is no window at all. Okay, so the moment he jumps over, he finds nothing actually. He falls down and dies. All right. So Fowler just came to take a interview of Austin, and how actually he works in his field. He sees everything practically in person, and observed each and every activity of the Austin, that how he escaped miraculously by just applying the presence of mind, or by telling the lie to the Max that there is a place to go and hide himself. He agrees. He goes there. He jumps over there, and he dies, falling down from the fifth or sixth floor. Okay, so this is what we call the presence of mind. So though the person is not appearing good, but he has got a very powerful mind, and with that he can easily handle even a serious situation. So what we can understand from this story, what is the bottom line of the story, is to have a active mind, rather than just an attractive outlook, attractive external personality. Even if people are simply wearing a expensive cloth, they try to keep themselves very smart, but if they don't have the smart mind, then what is the use? So that's the reason, don't judge the book just by seeing its cover. Just like that, don't judge the people by seeing their external appearance. They may be very strong in their mind. They may be having a very good knowledge and wisdom. Okay, so when you go and talk with them, when you live with them, slowly and slowly you will realize the actual personality of that person. Otherwise, you'll be making a big blunder just by judging the person by by seeing the external appearance. So with this you know explanation, I'm concluding this small story. And before that, I want to remind you that there are only three important characters. One is the Austin, who's the hero, okay, protagonist of the story. The second person is the Fowler, who visits the Austin to take an interview as a journalist. The third person is the Max, who's the opponent spy, who comes there to to get some confidential documents which is there in the possession of Austin. So here the Austin uses his tricky mind and escape from the threat he had from the Max. All right. So see the external personality. Don't see the external personality. Rather, you see the internal personality of the person. And this is what the bottom line, theme, or whatever you say, the message you have from this beautiful story. You go through the story line by line, and I will post a summary for the story also for your convenience. You write the paragraph for this small story and submit to me in the next meeting. Thank you.